Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-NextGen, technical updates on Cavorite X7 design. Vertical shares plans for air taxi routes in New York City. And Artemis II rocket crawls out to the launch pad for rehearsals. And I'm your host, Holland Lee. Welcome to the Aero-News Network's Airborne-NextGen program, a weekly news program covering the next generation of flight, from electric power to vertical lift, uncrewed vehicles, and everything in between. Let's get into today's stories. Technical updates on Cavorite X7 design. Horizon Aircraft, which has been designing and building its full-scale hybrid-electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, called the Cavorite X7, says vertical lift fans have been improved. The aircraft features a total of 12 vertical lift fans, 5 in each wing and 1 in each canard. Replacing 4 smaller canard fans with 2 wing-size fans standardizes all 12 units, improving manufacturing efficiency, increasing performance, and simplifying maintenance. Aerodynamic surface improvements were also made, as the canard and tails have been reprofiled to lower drag, improve cruise efficiency, and enhance stability. Also updated was an enhanced passenger experience, as the Cavorite X7 cabin has been slightly extended and its windows redesigned to provide more legroom and improved sightlines, creating a more comfortable experience for passengers. Horizon Aircraft co-founder and CEO Brandon Robinson said, quote, "These technical updates are a result of our engineering team's ability to effectively enhance the performance of our aircraft. We remain committed to building one of the safest, toughest, and most performant modern VTOL aircraft, and these updates further advance that mission," end quote. Upon successful completion of testing and certification of its full-scale aircraft, Horizon Aircraft intends to scale unit production for regional operators, emergency service providers, and military customers. After the break, FAA draft plan for transition to unleaded avgas moves forward.
Backed by over 30 years of Aero-News reporting, PropWash is the daily email newsletter that delivers top aviation headlines to your inbox, expert reporting, clean facts, and real insight. Start your day with aviation news you can trust. Subscribe to PropWash today at aero-news.net.
Welcome back. Now for some shorter stories in our Next Gen Minute. FAA draft plan for transition to unleaded avgas moves forward. EAGLE, the Eliminate Aviation Gasoline-Lead Emissions Initiative, announced that the FAA has released its draft transition plan to unleaded aviation gasoline and made it available for public comment. Pilots, aircraft owners, and other aviation stakeholders are strongly encouraged to review and comment on the draft. The draft plan is lengthy at 77 pages, but it highlights many of the technical, regulatory, and logistical challenges involved with changing from 100 LL to unleaded fuel. It can be reviewed at faa.gov. Wind tunnel test wrap for Starfighters STARLAUNCH 1. Starfighter Space announced the successful completion of wind tunnel testing for STARLAUNCH 1, a critical landmark in the company's air-launched rocket development program. The test campaign evaluated separation of the STARLAUNCH 1 vehicle from the Starfighter's F-104 platform at speeds below and above Mach 1. The separation behavior was examined through a combination of experimental wind tunnel tests and computational fluid dynamics analysis. The speeds used in the wind tunnel were at Mach 0.85 and Mach 1.3. New Space Force unit in Arizona. A new Space Force unit has been activated at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson as the U.S. Space Force's Southern, which joins the U.S. Southern Command. The U.S. Southern Command conducts security cooperation and operations in South and Central America and the Caribbean. It's one of 11 combatant commands in the Department of Defense and is made up of various military branches. The new Space Force team will weave space capabilities into military operations across the region. Blue Origin introduces TeraWave with 6 terabytes per second connectivity. Blue Origin announced its new communications network TeraWave, designed to deliver symmetrical data speeds up to 6 terabytes per second to any place on Earth. It's intended to service tens of thousands of enterprise, data center, and government users who require reliable connectivity for crucial operations. TeraWave architecture is comprised of 5,408 optically interconnected satellites in low and medium Earth orbit. The multi-orbit design enables high-throughput links between global hubs and distributed multi-gigabit user connections. That was our NextGen Minute. Now back to the rest of the news. Vertical shares plans for air taxi routes in New York City. Vertical Aerospace, the Bristol, England-based developer of eVTOL air taxi aircraft, launched its U.S. tour in New York City. The company is bringing its new commercial electric aircraft, the Valo, for its introduction, along with plans for electric travel routes in New York with its partners Bristow Group and Skyports infrastructure. The first U.S. unveiling of Valo will be at the Classic Car Club, where the tour will begin expanding on the aircraft's appearance in London in December 2025. This marks the next step in Vertical's engagement with customers, investors, regulators, and partners in advance of Valo's entry into service, following regulatory approval, which is expected in 2028. The certification-ready Valo is designed to fly at speeds up to 150 miles per hour and a range of 100 miles, with zero emissions during operations. Further, it's engineered to meet airliner-level safety standards. The Valo's premium cabin will launch with 4 seats, promising to offer panoramic views, generous personal space, and ample luggage capacity. Vertical is working with Bristow and Skyports on future mobility solutions that include routes in and out of Manhattan and JFK Airport. After these messages, Artemis II rocket crawls out to the launch pad for rehearsals.
Are you ready to ace your FAA drone pilot knowledge test, get your remote pilot certificate, and start earning money? Well, flying a drone is a great tool that can open up new business opportunities for anyone. Realtor, insurance adjuster, videographer, or commercial weekend drone warrior, you need to fly legally. Whether you're pursuing your initial Part 107 remote pilot certificate or you need a renewal, King Schools has a course just for you. So start learning today at kingschools.com.
The legendary BD4C program is building an exciting future for those who want a rugged 4-seat family flyer with a proven history. The SureWings program produces a complete kit and builder assist program that gives you everything you need to be flying a BD4CS in record time. For conventional kit builders, BD Aviation has parts, partial kits, and full kits for the 190-mile-per-hour BD4C that has logged thousands of hours. Visit SureWings.com and BDAviation.com for more detail.
Welcome back. Artemis II rocket crawls out to the launch pad for rehearsals. NASA's Artemis II mission took a very slow but very important step forward, with the Space Launch System rocket and Orion spacecraft rolling out to Launch Pad 39B at Kennedy Space Center. The moon-bound pile took roughly 12 hours to move 4 miles, topping out at an intense 0.82 miles per hour on NASA's Crawler transporter. The 322-foot SLS rocket will carry Lockheed Martin's 4-person Orion crew capsule to take astronauts farther from Earth than any human has ever traveled. Once it gets set up straight on the pad, the vehicle will stay put unless an issue comes into play. This step marks the start of final launch preparations. As early as February 2nd, ground teams will conduct a so-called wet dress rehearsal, which is a full countdown simulation that includes loading the SLS with roughly 700,000 gallons of super cold liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. The propellants are later drained. NASA will begin weighing launch opportunities as early as February 6th and stretching into early April. The Artemis II test flight will run for 10 days and determine whether or not NASA's systems are ready to attempt the first lunar landing in over 50 years. NASA astronauts Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, and Christina Cook, along with Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen, have been named as the crew for the lunar loop-de-loop mission. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.